I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier. It's the culture. Like these group of people have a culture, and this culture is intact a certain way to where it serves its citizens. You see what I'm saying? Whereas we don't really, or we're still putting the pieces back together, and every time we try to get it back together, it seems like there's somebody, you know, ready to like knock the cards down.
I agree with that.
You know,
I agree with that. You know, and I think the lasting, to me, again, the lasting thing isn't really what they did. Like I already knew Kanye was all over the place, and I already see that Kyrie is a person that, you know, it's funny. The gods always say like you got to get it when you're young. It's true that a lot of these athletes may be getting conscious a little bit when they're too old already. Because they're like giant babies out there. They want to be kind of revolutionary, but they're really just rebellious kids.
That's a fact.
They want to own their contracts. They want to be able to do what they want to do with the team, but they don't want to have the responsibility when they say this is their team and this is mine. I'm going to take responsibility for it. You don't see any of that. They share something and they don't take responsibility. They say, "Yo, it's mine. I get to do what I want." You know, so they don't have any way to explain it, though. They don't. That's not even what used to happen with old athletes, though. You know, no, I think it's totally condescending the way all media acts as black men to explain themselves with shit. That's a fact. That never goes away. But athletes used to relish that. You know, the Muhammad Ali's. You know what I mean? They used to relish that. They used to go and really have an answer. You know, even when you read up about sports, like athletes actually used to be very articulate. You know what I mean? Like, I remember reading, as a kid, Isaiah Thomas was my favorite basketball player. And I used to read Sports Illustrated articles about how he was very eloquent. And then they waited for him to have the issue with, Larry Bird and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't even say it, though. He just was co-signing his teammate, Rodman. You know what I mean? That he wouldn't be as famous if he wasn't white, though. Which pretty much is true. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be as lauded and revered and iconic, though. And what I mean by that is that he's a Hall of Famer. He's like, he's incredible. But the way they spoke about him back then, it was different.
Kind of like an Eminem.
Yeah, if you were there, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Even if you bear witness, let's say, like, for example, to put it to current times, if Eminem is the GOAT, let's say we bear witness to that, which I absolutely don't.
Whoa.
Right? All time, right?
Yikes.
Let's say, I don't believe that either, but let's say it's all time. He still gets more press than other all times. Right? He's so the level of reverence.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a culture that surrounds him and his art. Whereas like we still are busy constructing it, and we don't all agree on how the tenets of this culture.
Yeah.
So we having there's a certain inconsistency there.
If Mecca did this.